So I want to introduce our next speaker. That's going to be Kevin Spade with Empower. And you brought a guest, Kevin.
Yes, I did. I brought Griffin Wheel with me to make a presentation on some of our prospecting tools. But first, what I wanted to do was just share my screen for a second and show you a piece that we have available called the Joining Forces piece. And I know we're all fans of TPAs here, but this really drives home why Empower loves working with TPAs. We found that plans with TPAs have a 10% higher average savings rate and a 17% higher average account balance than our bundled business. And we think that's a great way to help Americans replace for life the income they made while working, by working with a TPA like Definiti. And with that, I wanted to hand it over to Griffin, and he can walk through two of our tools, our Larkspur Executive and our K-Quote tool. With that, Griffin, do you want to take it away?
Thank you for that. And I am going to be sharing my screen. I think everyone can see it. If no one can, please let me know. But as Kevin mentioned earlier, I'm going to be talking about two tools that we offer if you do partner with Empower. One would be Larkspur Executive. That's the first thing that I'm going to go over. The second would be our K-Quote tool. What you are seeing right now is Larkspur Executive. Now, what it is it's a prospecting tool. I do see advisors use it two different ways. One would be to use it as a tool to for plan reviews or to protect your own book of business. The second would be to prospect and go after new plans. Now, what Larkspur takes is it takes 5,500 data directly from the most recent 5,500 and puts it in a nice clean format with a score that you as the advisor can do these plan reviews and review these potential prospects. The great thing about Larkspur is if you do partner with your Empower wholesaler, we can give you access to this tool so that you can play around with it and target plans that you want to target. This is the home screen for Larkspur. On it, you can see that there's a location. This is Coralville, Iowa, my hometown. Within a 5-mile radius, there is 183 different plans that are found. From there, you can also filter and search by certain red flags such as no QDIA, insufficient fidelity bond, no auto enrollment. You can target certain providers. If you're looking at a certain number of participants, you can do that. If you are looking at certain plans, so let's look at plans from 1 million to 15 million, you can even filter it even more. Let's see. Oh. So there's 183 plans that are found. Once you click that, you are going to get the plan listing. From there, I have it sorted by participants. You can do it a few different ways. One would be plan performance score for Larkspur's thing. Total assets are participants. Let's keep it on participants. Like I said earlier, this does take data directly from 5,500s. So you're going to get more information on audited plans. I'm just going to go to page 2 right here. And I'm going to look at this West Music business. From there, you are going to see right away, you're going to get their contact information as well as where the plan is exactly located. As mentioned earlier, Larkspur does have a proprietary scoring system. 1 being this plan needs a lot of work. 100 being this plan is absolutely fantastic. It's broken down into a few different factors. 1 would be percent of retirees. 2 would be administrative fees. 3 would be average employer contributions per participant, average participant contributions, and the 4th is rate of return. What that all encompasses is that overall plan rating that Larkspur provides. You can see how that this plan compares to benchmarks of business in a certain industry. So another music store, how does it compare to that? That's what that pink bar graph is. Right away, you can see that this plan is with Fidelity, with Cap Financial as the advisor. And on here, this section I absolutely do love. You can see who the key executives are for these 5,500 filings. So you can see who signed the 5,500 and the executive team from there. So you can see that Ryan, Robin, Rick, Mike, Carlin, April. that they are executives within this company, as well as their exact title. Not only that, but you can see their LinkedIn profile. So if we have any users that are on the call today that utilize LinkedIn, you can actually click to see if you are connected with maybe one of these individuals, or maybe you have a connection that can help you get into the door. So the key executive section does have that LinkedIn profile as well, which I love. Red flags, we mentioned earlier at the original screen that you can actually sort by red flags. For this one, there's a plan that is a match without profit sharing. A lot of common red flags that you do see would be that like insufficient fidelity bond, advanced plan design without a profit sharing, corrective distribution was made, no QDIA. Those are examples of red flags. What you can utilize is you can utilize this red flag as a door opener to connect with that plan sponsor. Next, I'm going to go into the financial information tab. Like I said, this takes data directly from the 5500, so you can see those exact features in the plan features section right here. For example, this plan does have that auto enroll feature. It's denoted by this 2S designation. You can see how much the plan is contributing in a nice, easy format, how much the employers are. But next, I'm going to take you to the provider section. On this, you can see exactly what the current plan is paying in terms of fees. So CAP Financial Partners is currently getting 23 basis points, or if you put that into a dollar amount, is $34,308. That's what the advisor's making. Now, the record keeper is Fidelity. You can see that they're making $33,353 or 22 basis points. I'm going to sort of tie this back into my next segment, which is the K-quote segment, but we can actually run a cost comparison based upon what they're currently what their current filing is. And actually, if we were to run a quote with Empower with you as the advisor, we can run a nice EC sample. And I'll be coming to that in a little bit. Not only that, but there is this plan benchmarking feature. So you can actually look at plans, again, in that similar industry and see how they stack up as a benefit offering compared to plans within that industry. In the last 2 years, we've had the Great Resignation. Employers are constantly looking to see what their benefit offering is compared to their competitors within their industry. You can utilize this report to sort of show what their 401k offering is as well and use this to your advantage. This is just one way that you can do. You can run a list of group of plans as well. So going back to that main screen, you can actually export the full list as well if you want to have a targeted campaign to make some cold calls out to these plan sponsors as well. Wrapping up on the Larkspur side of things, if you do partner with Empower, please reach out to your local wholesaler. They'd be more than happy to offer this tool up, offer a more in-depth demo. But we're looking to partner with you and help you as much as possible and putting the 5500 data into a nice, clean report that you can share with plan sponsors. So that's the first thing that I am going to go over. The next thing would be our K-quote tool. As I mentioned earlier, we do have a report or a tool that we offer that you can actually show plan sponsors what they're currently paying versus what you as the advisor are proposing. If you were to partner with your local wholesaler here at Empower, if you were to provide plan information such as the 408B2, the 404A5, a monthly invoice such as paychecks or ADP plans, they do have those. We can actually create 2 different reports that you can present to the plan sponsor. The first report would be this benchmarking report. It sort of just breaks down the costs. So it's going to break down record keeping costs, advisor compensation. If there's a third-party fiduciary, such as a 338, that will be in the plan expense account, TPA payments. And then and also if you do have that current fund lineup, we can compare what you as the advisor are proposing compared to what they're currently doing. You get a weighted expense ratio. And what that all encompasses is what is that plan currently paying versus what you are proposing. So the estimated net plan fees for this sample was net $9,000. For what you are proposing as advisor is $4,493. What that really shows is a hard, tangible dollar amount that can help plans not only budget, but they can also show how much they could be potentially saving with partnering with you as the advisor. So that's just one of the reports. That would be a sample benchmarking report. The next would be a side-by-side comparison. Again, it's pretty similar to that benchmarking report where you can break down the line items, what the actual expense ratio is compared to what you're proposing. But this really gets into the fund lineup. So what are you as the advisor proposing compared to what they're currently investing in? So if you were to get a 408B2 with the assets by balances, we can create a report like this. They can show what the actual expense is for what they're currently invested in and get a weighted cost for that compared to what you are proposing as the advisor with Empower on the right here. You can see those hard dollars amounts, which go back to that original report on the benchmarking side of things. So those are two reports. Again, the documents that we do need would be a 408B2. If you're unable to obtain that, there are a few other ways. One would be a 404A5 along with balances by fund, and then a monthly invoice. So we here at Empower are looking to make your life easier, whether that's help prospect plans, do some plan reviews with you, or if you're looking to potentially show an employer what they could potentially be saving, we have this K-quote tool as well to show the cost savings. And that is what I got for you.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for that, Griffin. So I have a question then for Kevin and Griffin, right? You guys are offering some interesting resources and ways for some of this prospecting. And I think it's probably true for all of our speakers today, but what's the best way for them to get access to that?
Well, I always think the best way to get access to any of our tools is to just pick up the phone and talk to your local wholesaler, either in the field or like Griffin as our internal at the home office. And Griffin's there, you know, I like to say 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but unfortunately we only have him 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. But he can always help you with any of this or one of his counterparts.
Yep, I agree. I would say we have a great sales team here at Definiti. So obviously, I would encourage you to reach out to your Definiti sales person in your territory first, and then that way we can connect you directly with Empower or any of the other resources that we're seeing today. So thank you all so much. Again, if there are questions, I'm getting them interspersed, and we're continuing to answer those. So if you do have a question for the folks at Empower, feel free to enter those into the chat, and we'll follow up later. But Griffin, Kevin, thank you so much for being here today and for sharing some of these resources with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having us, and thank you for your partnership.
Yeah, thank you. Awesome.